Very important information. So some hospitals, most of the hospitals, they check blood glucose at the OPD level, and this is done by the nurses. And I've taken time to observe something that I want to address. I think something is wrong with how most of the nurses check the blood glucose at the OPD level and at the ward. I have personally witnessed one at one of the biggest facilities in Kumasi and also other facilities, and I think something needs to be done about it. I don't know whether it's because of the workload or whatever, but I also talked to some nurses and they confirmed that yes, that is what some of them do at the various facilities, and I think it needs to be corrected. And it's all about how blood glucose is checked, whether it's FBS or RBS. Please, you don't just hold the client's finger and then just prick and measure your blood glucose. It is very wrong. It is very wrong. Most of you don't disinfect the finger. You don't wipe the place with alcohol. You don't wipe the first drop of blood and then measure the blood glucose from the second drop of blood. You just take the lancet, prick the finger, and then measure your blood glucose, and that is it. You are done. Please, if it is the new innovation or it is the new way, then someone should educate me, because you don't know the surfaces that this client has touched with the hand. You don't know the surfaces, and our environment is contaminated. Let's say a bigger facility like a Komfo Anokye hospital, a client will come and sit there early in the morning, touch surfaces, and then this person comes to check blood sugar and just prick the finger, and then you measure your blood glucose without disinfecting the finger with 70% alcohol. I don't know why we do that at our various facilities. Please, it is very important that we check what we do in our line of work. I understand that one way or the other, we all might make mistakes, but to intentionally ignore very important procedure, it is very dangerous, because we might end up infecting the client. You are breaking the skin barrier, blood is going to flow. You don't know the microbes around this area that might enter the bloodstream. It is very important that we disinfect. We wait for it to dry, or better still, you can wipe it with dry cotton and then squeeze. You clean the first blood and then measure the blood glucose from the second drop of blood. This can be done in few seconds. So I don't know why we ignore those two steps: disinfecting the finger, cleaning the first drop of blood, and then measuring the blood glucose from the second drop of blood. We just prick the person, no disinfection, nothing. When the blood comes, you just measure our blood glucose, and we think we are doing a good job. I think something needs to be done about this, and it needs to be monitored. Unless it is a new thing that is coming, that we can be educated that it is the same thing, nothing is going to happen, there's no side effect or nothing. But my problem is you don't know the surfaces that this client has touched. You don't know. And literature says that the first drop of blood has body fluids, and then also some of the alcohol that used to wipe might mix with the blood, and it can affect the blood glucose. So we need to do the right thing. Disinfect the finger, clean the first drop of blood, and then measure the blood glucose from the second drop of blood. This can be done in few seconds, than to put the client at risk of one, getting infection, and two, getting the wrong blood glucose, being it FBS or RBS. So we can do better. This is a humble plea.